Good evening. Welcome to a session of the Gooner booth. This is the match reaction. Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. In your face, you absolute pricks. We'll get into it. But what a result.
Yeah, mate.
Wayne, how you feeling? I'm buzzing.
Firstly, before I go on a rant about not anything that's not Arsenal, we will get into that. But yeah, mate, I'm buzzing for that. It was I had my mum and dad over, and Jesus Christ, mate, I went a bit mental, but they're used to it from my many years of watching me watch Arsenal. Yeah, to have a last minute win, the relief tone. Come 70, sort of like 79, 80 minutes, looking at that clock, and you're thinking it's 1-0 them. This is the same again, and we've been done by a dodgy decision again. But I'm buzzing with that, mate, because the boys showed grit. There's players on there. Gabriel was at fault for their goal, but he stood up and he redeemed himself. Declan Rice just stood up on that pitch in that second half. Great assist for Moreno's goal. Buzzing, mate. I think there's a lot of heart in the team. It could have been another way round, but we got what we deserved. It wasn't as if we deserved to lose or we got away with one. There's a comment that was made on Twitter about 20 minutes half hour ago, saying how Arsenal, snatch a 2-1 win. There was no snatching of anything. We deserve to win, and we'll get onto that rant. I'm going to pass it back to you, but we'll get onto it. But we deserved that, Tone. We got what we deserved finally.
Cool. Yeah. Before we continue, please like and subscribe. The support's been absolutely amazing as always. 42 subscribers in the space of a month. Brilliant. And we're going to keep going. So thanks again.
Cheers, guys.
Do you know what? One thing we said yesterday, and I'm pissed off because we're going to be doing it, is we don't want to talk about this fucking ref, right? And we're...
Oh, no, Tone.
We're going to do it, right? Because...
Go for it, mate.
It's... Do you know what? Let's get that out of the way now.
Yeah,
and then we can discuss the brilliant comeback and the resilience our team showed tonight. Against a bunch of wankers. I'm sorry. Actually, Newcastle supporters, if you want to come on and speak to us about it, then feel free. But there's a lot of... I mean, I'll give you one example, right, of how fucking annoying and frustrating the game was, right? There was a moment where Gyökeres is literally getting grabbed up in the face, right?
Yeah.
And you got that dickhead coming out on, what's his name, that Walter Mead, coming out on his interview, going, "Oh, Gabriel punched me in the face." Yeah, he fucking did punch you in the face. But look, you can't give it and not take it back. So fucking take that, you prick, right? You deserve it. Sorry. If you're gonna be throwing yourself around, right? Gyökeres getting his face grabbed up.
Yeah.
He's going to the ref like that. So look, it was one of them games. It was a battle. Don't moan about it. Sorry, don't moan about it. If you'd have gone 1-0 up, then you wouldn't have been moaning about it, would you? Because you've lost last minute and your stupid tactics didn't win. So we'll take that. Onto the penalty. Right? What the fuck? Like, I'll give you a good comparison, right? This is where these refs are so inconsistent, yeah? Example being, right? Now, I don't really like Chelsea. I don't really like United, right?
No.
But Sanchez got sent off last week. Was it the week before? I can't remember what game it was.
One of the weeks, I think, yeah.
He got sent off for exactly the same thing. There wasn't much in it, but it was seen as a goal-scoring opportunity. What's the difference?
Exactly.
All right, he got a touch, all that bollocks. But he's took him over. Gyökeres did not dive. Right? No. There was no stimulation involved.
No. He's taken him out of his knee time.
He's not. What you got to look at is Gyökeres goes round him, he scores. Right?
Yeah.
He's preventing him from doing that by taking him out.
Yep.
Look, the best way of looking at it is if you look at Pope's reaction. His reaction is like, "Oh shit! Like I've fucked up here."
He knew.
Right? He literally, when VAR ruled it out, you could literally see the relief on the guy's face. So how they've ruled that out, I don't know. And then they have the cheek to say on Sky Sports that Gabriel got away with that handball.
Yeah, exactly, Tone.
You know what? I'm actually surprised they didn't give that. I really am. I was sitting there. It was in our chat guy, and they'll give that. they'll give that because us.
Another thing, Tone, and sorry, I don't want to step all over your point, mate, and,
No,
and
go for it.
interrupt you at all. I want to just add to that as well, and I pointed this out to me dad who was watching it as well. Sky Sports at the end of that match showed that Gabriel incident several times, right? Not once did they show the incident where Martinelli took a shot, it bounced up, and Guimarães'
Bruno.
hand is
Yeah,
here,
I've seen that. Just flicked
and
it
it's
away.
hit his
Didn't
hand.
even
And they
look at
did VAR, didn't even look at it, and Sky Sports have not said a word about it. But they're over and over, and they're going, "Oh, he's a lucky boy there." And what's his name? Jamie Redknapp. The geezer couldn't stay fit on a football pitch. How many times did he make a bloody tackle, mate? Don't be telling you that he went. You know what he said, Tony? He said his arm shouldn't be that high. Try sliding.
It's momentum,
You
isn't
cannot
it?
go. You're not going to be. He's not going to go. I'm going to stop that. There's no way he intended to have his hand up there, and the ball flicked off his leg anyway. Which the rules state, if that happens, off of the player, it's not a penalty. Just honestly, this is Sky Sports agenda. It is constant. They do it on Twitter. They do it here. And I pointed out to my mum and dad, who's also in the room at the same time watching the game with me. Listen to, and if you get a chance, guys, listen to Sky Sports when we score that second goal. You've got Gary Neville, a Man United fan, and he goes, "Oh, it's an audible sigh that we scored that goal." And we've got to pay a fee to Sky Sports to have Man United fans, Liverpool fans in Jamie Carragher, all right, bloody, commentating, and you can clearly hear. Like, seriously, there's no neutral in any way, shape, or form. It's a fucking disgrace, mate. And PGMO and that referee, Jared Gillett, is a Liverpool fan, Tone. He's a Liverpool fan.
Could tell today.
4 games he's been involved with us out of 6.
Yeah,
and let's go fuck themselves, Tone.
That's why. How many times was we being roughed up and there was one moment where Timber literally got speared.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Honest to God.
Right? We scored a last-minute goal. I would have screamed in their faces, fucking pricks.
Yeah, honest to God. And the things as well, and I want to listen, we've had it, God rest her soul, with our Nan, and Nan used to always blame the refs and stuff like that, and we used to, all right, Nan. But you cannot say today, looking at that referee's performance in terms of denying that penalty, all right, and also as well, these 6 games, look what we've gone to Anfield, Old Trafford, St James's Park. We've had Man City at home, and we've had a Liverpool supporting referee or assistant involved in the games. If he's not ref the game, he's been involved in VAR. Yeah, it is an absolute disgrace. He shouldn't be after that penalty decision. He should not be reffing a game involving Arsenal again this season. Unless it's an absolute disgrace, Tone, having that geezer looking at you, like Mikel said. Sorry, I'm going to let you have a turn. I'll have a rant because Mikel said in his post-match press conference, Tone, as much as it's obviously he's the Arsenal manager, he went, it wasn't a clear and obvious error, so why a VAR interfering in it?
Well, I'll take you back.
It's a penalty.
I'll take you back 3 years ago. Look when they run the ball out of the they run the ball off the pitch. It was clearly off the pitch.
It was clearly off the pitch.
But it wasn't a clear and obvious error. Wasn't a clear and obvious error.
Wasn't a clear and obvious error because it was Arsenal. One thing, and I'll let you have your turn, Tone. Last bit of the rant because it's really annoyed me. Look at it this way as well. Please tell me that referee would do that if it was the other end of the pitch. Walter Marde bundles himself through, and Raya clips him. Raya's red carded, penalty given. That's what happens. There's no one out there that can deny it. That's what would have happened. That's an absolute disgrace.
In all my time,
I know we've won, but it's a disgrace.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get onto the policy.
Sorry, guys, but we had to get it out.
As I said, before joining, going on air, right? That you go back the Chelsea game, Sanchez gets sent off straight away. There's no difference in the challenge. There's no difference at all. It's black and white. And Bremo's through on goal. It's a goal it's preventing a goal scoring opportunity. It's a red card and penalty all day long, right? Yeah. There's no difference. The only difference being is the fucking ref giving a decision, and he literally got overturned. And Joe, what makes it worse, right? Is them fuckers in the Sky Sports studio going, no, I agree. He touched the ball. Doesn't matter if he fucking touched the ball. He still cleaned him out.
Tony,
the ball goes the other way.
Yeah,
it's fine.
he's
But
played it past the keeper. Sorry,
he's
Tone. Again,
got the touch
really
in. No,
sorry.
go for it. He's got the touch
I'm really
in.
sorry,
Yeah.
son. He didn't touch it. Gyökeres clipped the ball to go past him. There's contact with a knee, and this is what I'm saying. How is that not a penalty?
The
It's
question
ridiculous.
you got to ask, right? If that's anywhere on the other, on anywhere else on the
Yeah,
pitch, it's
yeah,
a free kick all day
exactly.
long, isn't it?
Of
So,
course it is, Tone. Of course it is.
I mean, I
Yeah.
would have. Do you know what? I would have respected the fact that it would have been not a sending off.
My dad said that. I agree with that as well, Tone. 100%. Like my
If they
dad
were,
said,
if they
give the
weren't
penalty,
definitely
don't send him off.
don't send him off because
Don't
of the.
send him off. Give the penalty. And I thought that's what they were going to do, and I agree as well. My dad was watching it; he agreed the same, and that is it. It's don't send him off, but that you cannot deny that is not a penalty. It is a penalty all day long. There's no dive from Gyökeres. It doesn't matter how much you watch it. Really isn't. Not a penalty is what I mean. Sorry, But yeah, sorry, Tone.
No, I agree. I'm going to be worried next time I see that guy because I just found it funny how Liverpool lose and then every decision's going against you.
You knew it was going to happen.
We were. Joe, what I think it would have been one too many for give that penny against us for that Gabriel slide tackle, but we wouldn't have been surprised.
I was expecting it in that sense. They couldn't be too obvious, Tone.
Yeah.
They couldn't be, I'm really, honestly, mate, I'm not in for this conspiracy theories and stuff like that, but you cannot tell me.
They don't help their case, though, do they?
They don't help the case. They haven't got one, Tone, because they have blatantly denied us a penalty and a sending off. And if it should have been that referee went, okay, I still think it's a penalty, but I'm going to give a yellow card to Pope because the ball was flicked off of his leg. He has people. One of them was saying that Gyökeres is going away from goal. Gyökeres would have played that past Pope, and he would have had an attempt on goal. It's a goal-scoring opportunity which you're not allowed to deny, and he's done it. And there was contact knee to knee. Watch it. It's a foul before the ball, and Gyökeres kicks the ball against him, against his foot, and the foul's been committed already. It's just honestly,
it's just bollocks. It really is. So
100%.
Look, we take the win, right?
Yeah.
Matt was absolutely buzzing. I think the first half, we've got to talk about the starting 11, right? Why does Saliba start against Port Vale and then doesn't start in one of the biggest games in our season so far, where we need to go and win? Why does he do that? Why has he put Mascara in?
Yeah, I couldn't explain that to you, Tone. I mean, in fairness to the lad, I think I'm hoping he's not going to be too sort of like disheartened with that mistake. Obviously, you're human. It's a human mistake. For me, he's made that mistake in terms of the clearance. Obviously, if you ask a Martin Keown, a Tony Adams, a Steve Bold back in the day, Rose it. Yeah, he's attempted whatever he's attempted because Mikel wants the ball back to the keeper and start again, reset the play. And he was caught in two minds. In my opinion, F what the manager says, kick that ball out and Rose. He made a mistake. The ball's come in, but for me, Gabriel has gone down way too easy, expecting that to be given as a free kick. That wasn't a free kick. He has to be stronger. He's redeemed himself today, but I was a bit disappointed in the fact of how easy Gabriel went down in regards to that goal, Tone.
It was pathetic.
And it was pathetic. Listen, I love Gabriel. We love him but that for me, I was like, what are you doing? For Saliba, to answer that question, I don't know, Tone. I don't know if they're nursing his ankle, but all I hope is we've got through now. It's 2-1. I hope it's not dented the boys' confidence in Mosquera. You know what I mean? I think maybe he thought, look, let's see how we go in the first half. I'll give him. Maybe that was the plan, Tone, just to give Saliba 45 minutes and give it in the back end of the game as opposed to the start. I don't think Mosquera done much wrong other than that misplaced pass, and I hope he don't be too disheartened, the boy. But yeah, I would only say maybe he's conscious about his injury, Tone, on his ankle. I can't really say any more than that, matey. As I said to you on the preview, if you can predict an Arteta 11, then put the lottery on. Put the lottery on, because you can't.
Yeah,
you can't.
Thanks for your comment, Bos90. Defo a pen. Eze was good today. Gab should have been stronger in that goal. Completely agree.
Thank you, Bos. Yeah, I agree, 100%, matey.
Eze was unreal today. And
yeah,
like I
absolutely,
said
mate.
in our preview, I did say leave the boy in there, leave him in there. Although this is what we want, right? Odegaard's come on and had an absolute stormer, right?
Exactly.
The passing was unreal. It was urgent. He was getting stuff moving. The corner for the goal
The
was
corner for the
brilliant.
goal.
So it's only a good thing that he's got that competition. Now. But the question remains now: West Ham at home next week. What is he going to do, right? And you want Arteta to have that headache, right? To show the depth in our squad. I think today proved to me as well that Trossard is not a star. I don't know how many times we're going to say this, and I know we're going to say it more and more this season. Why didn't Martinelli come on? Like, why didn't he start the game? I don't think Martinelli's an impact player. I think Trossard's
he should have
more
started or come on earlier. He should have come on early for him time.
Yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on Gabriel? Because I think today, yes, he scored the winner, but was he lucky to stay on the pitch? According to Les Ferdinand at Sky Sports, he was lucky to stay on the pitch.
Are they saying in terms of with Watermardo?
The whack in the face. And I've seen it. I watched it a few times. Sorry, mate. I've watched it a few times.
Yeah, go, mate. Go.
And I think he's lucky in the sense that because of how refs are with us and the decisions we get against us, I'm surprised VAR didn't get him to look at that. And there was a sort of a thing where the guy was being interviewed going, "Oh, I don't go down for stuff like that." Which I think you've got to hold your hands up and go fair play. He didn't roll around like most footballers do in them situations. But then, as I said earlier in our stream, it's tit for tat, right? You can't have Gyökeres is literally getting his face grabbed up by the Newcastle defender, and nothing happened. So I think just pull your pants up, mate, and shut up. Just get on with it. But yeah, I think the whole Les Ferdinand. This is what Joe. What this is another. I think this is another thing for another stream, right? But I really fucking hate it when they've got pundits in the studio, right? Why is Jamie Redknapp in there? Why are you not putting, I don't know, Martin Keown or Paul Merson, someone that can argue our case?
Two players that were Tottenham Tone, sorry, 2 ex-Tottenham players as well.
Yeah,
one of them, obviously, Les. Am I not? Les Ferdinand play for? Did he play for Newcastle?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did. Thank you. Yeah. So that's what I thought. But why is Jamie Redknapp sitting there? Why have you not got a neutral pundit in there who is sort of like more for Arsenal? This is the agenda that you have to push with Sky as well. They do it all the time, Tone. I just, with Sky, they get my nerves, mate. Honestly, and they charging all this money, and the pundits you've got to put up with isn't just a disgrace, Tone. Honestly.
Yeah. Thanks for your comment, Ed Boy. Penny all day long. Yellow card would have been sufficient, but typical VAR against the Arsenal.
100%, I agree, mate. Yeah, as I say, Tone, as stated and quite rightfully said by my dad, and I would have said that the penalty should not have been overturned. It should have been. His thought process was, this crowd's going to be on my back because I'm going to send him. I need to send him off or whatever. Give a yellow card, say because the ball has been touched. He was going away from goal. It's a yellow card. I would have said fair enough, but that penalty being overturned is a disgrace, absolute disgrace. Thanks for your comment there. We appreciate that. It's a very good point, and we agree 100%.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of today, if I'm looking at some stats, right, we deserve the win. Possession overall, Newcastle being the home team. 36 possession against our 64.
Yeah.
They had 8 shots compared to our 20. They had 3 on target. We had 7 on target. Passing as well, 81.6 accuracy on our side. Corners, we had 12 corners compared to their 7. It's interesting. Aerial duels won 55 from their side, 44 from our side. Now, on the aerial duels, I actually made a note of this when I was watching the game.
Yeah.
I've been slagging the guy for and I didn't want him to start, and he did start. Zubimendi, right?
Are you talking about that winning that aerial duel with Dan Burn?
He literally, how the hell did he win that header? I mean, is it physically possible for him to do that? But fair play. Yeah. He didn't have a bad game today.
It's a tough one, Tony. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to go. And I'm sorry again, and please keep your trail of thought. But with Zubimendi again, it is tough. Look at the places he's had to go. His first 3 away games. They're 3 of the toughest grounds you're going to go to this season.
Yeah. I mean, look, got to look at it in the sense of we've gone to some difficult fixtures, right?
Yeah.
And this is another thing about Sky Sports as well. You know, you
Mm.
had Jamie Redknapp going, well, Liverpool's had some hard games, not compared to us. I'm sorry.
No one.
No one's had
Come
to
on.
start with had Liverpool away, Newcastle away, had to go away to United. Although United is shit, but that's a fixture that we've always struggled with.
Yeah.
You know, and United always get up for them games as well. As you could see, they've not played anything like that the rest of the
Since
season.
the rest of the season. No way.
So we've had a tough start. We've lost one game. All right, we've drawn one. We've got some points on the board, and now we've got a nice little run of fixtures. Right, and we'll probably get into that. We'll do a fixture run tomorrow, just to analyze what's coming up. But I feel like we're over a big hurdle at the start of the season. So we need to put a run together now. 2 points off Liverpool. And I watched. I don't know if you see the Crystal Palace game. Liverpool were all over the place defensively, and I don't think that's going to last. You know, if we pick up a bit of momentum, go on a nice little run, we could win this game quite easily. Win this league if we pick up a bit of momentum up to Christmas. But we can't. We got to carry on from results like this. We've got to keep it going. If we don't, then what? Do you know what? I think every Arsenal supporter was sitting there watching this game tonight. We're in the stands, 1-0 down, 80th minute. We're throwing the kitchen sink at it. I think all the Arsenal was sitting there going, "Joe, what? Same old shit, really."
Yeah,
if we'd have come out of that game 1-0 or even 1-1, I'd be on this stream going to Wayne. It's not good enough. We're not there yet. And I'd have been worried for Arteta.
Yeah.
But he's turned it around. But then look, we've got to look at as well. One thing that worried me. I know I'm being negative. We'll get onto all the positives in a moment. But obviously, a lot of our goals this season have been scored from set pieces, and it's a little bit worrying in the sense that we've got some really good players on that pitch. We should be scoring more from open play.
Yeah.
And I think that is down to Arteta's tactics. There was moments in this game where I think we're 1-0 down and we're circling the ball around the box. Like, you need to, like, what you do in attack.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to some positives. What a header from Marino, right? He's been getting shit from us.
Yeah.
Me and you have been giving him shit, right, for the last couple of weeks, right? He shouldn't have started against Man City, right? And I think everyone's in agreement with that.
Yeah.
And he, but do you know what? He's a hard one, really, because he's come on and he's scored an absolute blinder, right?
Yeah.
Now, Arteta's probably going to be asking himself the same question next week. Do I start the guy? I want to say no, because you want that impact sub. And I think, again, he's like our Trossard in attack now.
100%.
If you're going to be, say, with West Ham at home,
you're struggling
next weekend, and we're struggling to break them down, right? Oh, by the way, that's fucking annoying. New manager bounce with Nuno coming in. Fucking hell. But yeah, if we're struggling, he's the sort of player you bring on. Like, you'd want Marino. I don't think he's a starter right now. I think maybe in the lesser games where we're up against it and we're just going to be firing balls in the box. But I don't think he's a starter. I think he proved that tonight where he can come on and he scored a brilliant header. I don't think anyone else would have done that. By the way, I don't think anyone else can do that sort of thing. But yeah, who was your shining light today?
Yeah, I want to go quickly onto your point and back you up with that as well. And I think I was having this discussion again with my dad, and I just said he's one of them players that you just don't know where to put him. And in terms of, but all I know, Tone, that you need to have this guy. If you need a goal, he needs to be in and around the box, or he needs to be fed the box. You see what he did when he did the goals against Real Madrid. He can finish. He can get his head on stuff. He does it for Spain, and he's just proven it today. So yeah, it's a tough one, but I think he's one of them. It could be the ace up his sleeve, and Trossard as well. I think needs to stay as an impact sub with Moreno. I think as well. I thought Eze again, fantastic. He had a few moments, and there's one absolutely funny thing you're not going to see on the highlights reel. All right, Eze looked like he was going to lose the ball in the middle of the park. And the Newcastle fans have gone, yeah, and he was on the floor took the ball,
I say
boom,
that.
and he
Yeah,
went, do you remember? And
yeah, I
I'm
say
like,
that.
have that. He is
Yeah.
different level, and he needs to start every game by the bloody League Cup time, in my opinion. Obviously, we'll come to formations, fixtures, and what we'd do. But I thought Declan Rice stood up today. I thought Gabriel looked a bit shaky at times. There's a few moments where he's letting the ball bounce, Tone, and it's just take it away and clear it at the highest point. But he's letting it bounce, and I'm like, that's not Gabriel. He got a bit shaky after that, the incident with the goal. And I just think he's obviously has redeemed himself at the end. Going also a bit further back, I want to put you to what you said about Gabriel. People have a look at Bruno Gumires, Bruno G, so we don't butcher his surname again. Look at the game a couple of years back. He was elbowing Jorginho. He got Rice by the throat. He done something. He was stayed on the pitch. So Newcastle fans, go back to that game. Go see what Bruno G done. And if you're going to send Gabriel off of it, you should have done that 2 years ago, like the game then. But yeah, Declan Rice for me again stood up. He's all over the pitch, and he's just, he set the goal up. He's a player that can drag you from the depths of anything like that. And I think you've got to give him the praise as well for the ball in, his performance, breaking it up. Right at the death as well. I can't remember who it was. It was a run on it, and he just got in front of him, got the ball, got in front, and just cleared it. And you thought he still had the engine in 95th, 96th minute to stop the dangerous attack. So yeah, for me, Tone, I think he's vitally important, and he gets my man of the match for the assist and for that. Ezra very close. Ezra very close behind. I thought Ezra was brilliant as well. I want to put a shout out, which people on the socials are as well. I want to say that Gyökeres had a good game.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what?
He might not have
worked his
scored.
socks off. Do you know what?
His socks off.
What I like about him, just before I continue, good evening, Lee. Thanks for the message, mate. Hope you're well.
Good evening, Lee. Thank you, matey.
I think that look, he's not always going to score. He's not always going to score, but it's what he does. He does during them moments, right? And we've not had a striker. I mean, look, Havertz, all right, fine. He does work hard, but Gyökeres is that different sort of bulldog.
He's a different animal.
He literally, he had a finger in the eye. Someone grabbing his face up.
He was
getting bar. He literally got up and carried on going, and he was literally making himself a nuisance that whole game. That back four of Newcastle could not breathe. So, what you can't argue with that. Right, the thing is, he's going to be on the socials by rival supporters going, "Oh, he hasn't scored again. He's shit. He can't score in the big games." Fuck off, right? He does what we need him to do in them sort of games, right? And I'm going to shout out to Odegaard as well, because he's been getting
great cameo.
Of pelters. He come on, done exactly what we
changed the game time.
He took the game by the scruff of the neck. It was the old Odegaard. For that 10 minutes, we haven't seen him do that. He was breaking the lines. And I think that, and I think that yesterday we got to find a way of getting him and Eze into the team. Maybe we might see a lot more of that when we're chasing games.
100%. Yeah.
So I'm absolutely buzzing. That's 2 points now off of Liverpool.
Yeah.
Now
we had to capitalise, as we said yesterday, didn't we, Tone? We really had to.
We do. I mean, West Ham next week, right? So I think a lot of people now are going to be rightfully so. We're going to be looking at who's next. Because we have to keep going. We have to keep the momentum. So if I'm looking, actually, that's not bad. So next week's fixtures, right? We've got West Ham at home, right? Don't get me wrong. That's not an easy game. They're a massive bogey team for us, and we had team at the Emirates for the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But Liverpool have got Chelsea away. Nah, we've got to go into that surely now with the momentum to go. If we win this game, we're playing on the Saturday. They're in the evening as well. If Liverpool are in that Stamford Bridge changing room, right? And they see that we've just beaten West Ham 3-1, 3-0. They're gonna go into that game with a lot of pressure on them, right?
Yeah.
We could be top this time next week. That's what we've got to start thinking of. Look, it was a big result today, and I fucking hate Newcastle. They've literally
the way they play. They have gone right up there, Tone. Really, with my hate. I really hate.
Whenever I see this fixture, I fucking hate it, and I'm actually glad now that it's gone. It's gone now. But even when we come back to the Emirates, they do the same thing, right? And I think they've created the blueprint against Arsenal now.
Yeah.
You sit in 2 banks of 4, rough them up a little bit. I don't like it. Whereas today we proved, come then, well, I don't condone us assaulting players, but when Gabriel went Bosch, I have that.
It's unsettled him, Tone, hasn't it? It's unsettled that striker. That's what he's done.
He didn't want to know after that. He had a little cry in his interview afterwards.
He cried to the ref.
I didn't go down. Well, even if it went down anyway, you'd have still. It wasn't take it. If you're going to give it, that's one thing I loved tonight about today's game was they were giving it, right? They were, leaving it on us, straight back at you. We'll do it to you. We'll do it to you.
Just another off the cuff thought process. Sorry, Bones. Do you think? And you know what you said, like say obviously the cameras caught it, and he's a lucky boy, Gabriel. Do you think that they've seen that and thought, well, we've got, it is what's that? There's a controversial denial of a penalty. If we send the Arsenal player off, do you think maybe it's kind of leveled up a bit in terms of the fact that that decision they have decided on by themselves, but if they go and send an Arsenal player off, it could be. Do you know what I mean? It's at Newcastle. It's
the way to look at that, right? The way to look at this, right? If the ref doesn't go through that situation where he doesn't give us the penalty, which is a stonewall penalty, I don't give a shit. If you slow it down, you can slow it down as much as you want, right? And he gets a little touch on it. He stopped a goal scoring opportunity. Gyökeres goes round, he's tapping in the net. It's a goal scoring opportunity. And again, I'll reiterate, no different to the one Chelsea United, where Sanchez got sent off.
Exactly, time.
Didn't even think about it, right? The fact that it's gone through all that, right? I think on another day, he's giving that penalty to Newcastle when Gabriel slide tackles and handballs that. He's giving that penalty.
He's giving it.
And I think the shift in momentum was purely because he knew he fucked up, right?
Yeah.
He's gone. And whenever they go to the monitor, they're always going to overturn their decision. They're always going to. Yeah. Whenever they do that, it's not going to. They're not going to. I've never seen a ref in any fixture in the Premier League go to the monitor and go, "No, I stand by what I've done." I've not seen it once. Someone tell me if they've seen it, but I've not seen it once.
No. What I would say to that, Tony, you're 100% right. A manager, if a referee, I think we had it where the referee didn't give something, and the VAR send him over there, and the referee overturned his decision because it's the right one or whatever. That is a different state because this is a decision he's made. While I've seen it where the referee gets it wrong and VAR make him over. This should not have been interfered with, Tone, because it was not a mistake or whatever. The VAR, whoever's on VAR has gone, you've got to look at why. There is no way that there's contact with a knee, and they scrutinised that Gabriel tackle. They were looking for any kind of thing that they could get away with to do it, but it's like that decision's a disgrace straight off the bat. But they were looking for everything, and then they were checking sight near the end of handball and doing whatever you think was that. And again, they were checking it just slightly before the last minute throw in from Newcastle. Mate, they were trying everything, But yeah,
I think the funniest thing was when the ref took the towel off of Calafiori.
Yeah,
at the time I was like, "What fucking law is that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had it. No one took it off Rory Delap when he done it, Tone, did they? No one took the towel off Rory Delap when he was terrorising all them years ago.
Oh, we had freshly dry towels on the fucking side at Stoke, didn't
we? In fairness, Tony Pulis had them all dry clean for him and put on the side. But yeah.
Big up to Charlie. Yeah, up the Arsenal.
Come on, thank you, Charlie. Gunners. Yeah, I'm on you, Gunners. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
So I think that we've been on stream for 35 minutes. We'll slowly wind it down now. What would you say this means for our season?
I think I'm hoping it's a sliding door moment, Tone, because in terms of this is our bogey ground. I was reminded we lost 3 times to Newcastle last year, and I've got a Newcastle fan at work. Get on with him, but man, I tell you, when the other year when that line with the line and the ball, I was adamant. I'm like, that ball was out, mate. And I'm just glad now. I think that celebration at that game was kind of like, I can walk into work tomorrow and go, we have won a game that we should have legitimately won anyway. You know, you were more likely to have them throw the Gabriel incident and whatever
Oh yeah, they're
around.
gonna throw all the
But
shit at us.
I
Yeah.
will just say to them, refer back to a few games when you've been roughing us up and getting away with it. Joe Linton tackling players and doing
Oh, he's
whatever.
a prick, isn't he, Joe
He is an
Lennon? What a
absolute
dickhead.
prick, that geezer, Tone.
Same with
But
Bruno
look,
as well. Their face at
Bruno
full
is
prime.
Bruno and Joe Linton.
Literally,
Tonali
fucking love it.
has his
Love it.
moments, Tone, but them two, but Bruno and Joe Linton are absolute thugs. So
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly chuffed that we gave it to them today. And this is you have to do this. Obviously, look at it this way as well, Tones, in terms of the point that we got. Obviously, if you got a point at Newcastle, a point at Liverpool, yeah, then we're still about to say a point up, yeah. So you wouldn't expect to go to Anfield and win. If we did, well, I would say we're title favourites. But they won by an absolute worldy free kick. Fair play to that. But if we say for argument's sake, what I mean is obviously if these two they're difficult fixtures, but we have come away with more points than I would have expected. You know, if you'd have told me at the start of this season with these first 6 fixtures that we would have drew at Anfield, drew at St James's Park, and won at Old Trafford for argument's sake, I'll take it. But if you look at it that way, we've got 2 wins. That's an extra point. So it's got to be onwards and upwards. We've got 6 points out of them difficult 3 games. You know, if that for not for that free kick, we had 7, and we'd be 1 point off of. Oh no, we wouldn't. What would the points tally be? They'd have 2 less points, so we'd be level, wouldn't we? Roughly.
Yeah.
And Liverpool, but we'd be, but we're 2 points off now. We'd be level on points with them. So at the moment, take it game by game, and I think this is the turning. We can do it. We can dig in. We would have absolutely annihilated them if that goal stood and he got sent off or whatever, but he didn't, and it was overturned, and we still dug in, and fantastic subs by Mikel. Whatever you think about him. Whether you're Mikel in, Mikel out, them substitutions were fantastic, and the players coming on, squad depth is brilliant, Tone. So yeah, I'm chuffed with that, matey. I think we've got to move onwards and upwards, Tone, definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think my closing statement will probably be that when was the last time we had an opportunity to impact a game where I'm probably losing my words there. Like when's the last time we've had the opportunity to take advantage of a slip up from Liverpool?
Got to keep doing
last
it,
season we had 3.
Yeah,
we had 3 opportunities and we didn't.
We did.
We blundered it, right?
Yeah.
And that was at home to Bournemouth. I think we're home at West Ham where we just dropped points and was like, come on, they're winnable games.
Yeah.
That gave me confidence today, and I think it makes the win all the sweeter because it's the way we done it, the way we dug in, we kept going, didn't feel sorry for ourselves, picked ourselves up. And Joe, and one thing that I did appreciate from Arteta was a lot of managers have gone, no, Mascara's going back out. They took him out the firing line. Saliba come on. Fair play there. That's good management. He didn't leave him out there to take the pelters because he would have been targeted from Liverpool, Newcastle. So you got to give him credit on that. But anyway, we'll leave it there. Smashing win. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my Sunday, and I'm going to have I'm going to go into work. My head held high on Monday.
100%.
Same with you, Wade. Yeah, brilliant. So
definitely,
we beat the Geordies. That unbeaten record against us for the last 3 seasons can now piss off. 2-1. Hold that. Have a lovely evening. Like and subscribe. Have a good evening, people. Take care.
We appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.